Hello everyone. I wish you a good day, a good afternoon and a good evening. Welcome to the SPUN Virtual High School Debate Tournament 2024 for May 18th. The judge for today's tournament is John Voss. Judge Voss is one of the organizers of the NSS SPUN debate program and a champion debate coach who resides in Illinois. Judge John Voss will be giving us feedback and announcing the winner at the end of the debate. Judge, please be sure and record your information in tabroom.com as soon as possible after this debate so that teams can be advised of their next debate status. I am the moderator and facilitator for this 2024 SPUN tournament room, and my name is Suchita and Paul is assisting. I would like to read the following statement to you. The winning team is chosen based on their skill and effort, not on any preset NSS position. NSS clearly believes that humanity should continue to explore, develop, and settle space. However, NSS also believes that open, honest debate will facilitate that goal. It is important that space advocates understand and be able to express the anti-space case. No statement by any debater or coach is in an official position of NSS. Let's meet our debaters. The affirmative position is held by Team Aditya. Aditya is a coronagraphy spacecraft for studying the solar atmosphere, designed and developed by the Indian Space Research Organization and various other Indian space research institutes. The team is coached by Brielle Mitchell. Brielle Mitchell has been involved with the SPUN debate program as a winning university debater and now as a high school coach. She is currently graduating from Howard University and will be pursuing a law degree in the fall. Keller, Texas, USA is her hometown. Team Aditya, please give us your name and the country you're representing.
Hello, I'm Sarah and I'm representing Romania.
Hello, my name is Nishi. I'm representing USA.
Hello, I'm Parthiv and I'm representing India.
Hello, my name is William. I'm representing the US.
Welcome, Team Aditya. Next, we'll hear from Team SOHO. SOHO, the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, is a project of international collaboration between European Space Agency and NASA to study the Sun from its deep core to the outer corona and the solar wind. The team is coached by Donald Broussard. Donald Broussard has been in the debate community since 1994 as a high school and college competitor, a debate coach and consultant. He has coached throughout the US and globally, China, Canada, South Korea and Taiwan, and has coached many champions. He currently lives in Louisiana, USA. Team SOHO, please give us your name and the country you're representing.
Hello, my name is Abdul and I'm representing Palestine.
Hi, my name is Florina and I'm representing Romania.
Hi, my name is Charlie and I'm representing the US.
Hi, my name is Ioana and I'm representing Romania.
Nice to meet you all from Team SOHO. If anyone has a question, please raise your hand in your participants icon on your screen. Please mute your mic unless you're speaking, and only the presenting team and judge should turn on their videos unless directed by the moderator. Our debating format today follows the same format as in the practice tournament. Let's get started. The 2024 SPUN High School resolution is space development would best be performed by autonomous AI and robotic systems. We'll hear from the first speaker from Team Aditya representing the affirmative position. Team Aditya, your first speaker may begin your affirmative intro. You have 4 minutes.
Hello, I'm the first speaker from Team Aditya on the pro side of our resolution for today. Space development will be best performed by autonomous AI and robotic systems. Our 4 main contentions regarding today's debate are the following. This way of development being a more sustainable way due to the robotic system's needs, the collaboration as universalization, space development as we support brings a lower risk among people, and the last contention is the topic regarding the intellectual power of AI supported by universalization. First, I would like to start with the definitions. Space, as everybody knows, is everything beyond 100 kilometers of the Earth's surface. The development that refers to space is an intellectual, industrial, and explorational use of space. Autonomous is the ability to act independently. Robotic systems are the coordination between hardware and software components of a system, such as between robots and AI. Universalization is the phase of human development transitioning to a single worldview where all human beings are treated in the same way. It also supports the cooperation between different nations as opposite to their competition. The most important term of this resolution is the code to be best performed by, which for us means the most efficient way of all with which space development is done. However, we still believe that the International Space Society should continue to exist as it provides a source of hope and promotes human interests in space development, promoting collaboration between 106 countries. So, instead of existing as a preeminent extraterrestrial research facility, it will be recognized as a symbol and monument which led the path for future space development. As the ISS is phased out in the next few years, we believe it should become a monument and that inter-country collaboration at future stations should still occur to continue its message of universalization. Humans would still exist in a variety of roles on the ground in our plan, including mission planning and oversight, system design and development, training and maintenance. In fact, Forbes estimated every job lost to AI will be replaced by 2-3 jobs in turn. However, as we look at deep space exploration, no human payload would be on the board, only autonomous AI and robotic systems, rather supervising from mission centers safe on Earth or living in developed space settlements. As the first argument, space development performed by robots is a more sustainable way of development due to the robotic systems needs. These systems are no living souls, so on this mission, no standards of living need to be maintained. These robotic systems don't need water, food, or other resources that are vital for the human life. Robots don't need a shelter provided with the bare necessities of human life in space. As Nasha mentioned in an article on the Space Place web, sending a robot to space is also much cheaper than sending a human. Robots don't need to eat or sleep or go to the bathroom. They can survive in space for many, many years. To give every country a stake in the game, technology is the best way to push forward because it emphasizes intellectual capability rather than nationality, encouraging international collaboration. For example, in 2017, NASA worked with Google to create an AI algorithm to sift through data from the Kepler mission. The program ran fully by citizen scientists, and crowd-searching quickly found 2 new exoplanets that human research had missed. The newly discovered Kepler 19e, a sizzle-hot rocky planet that orbits its star once every 14.4 days, was found using machine learning from Google. In this case, computers learned to identify planets by finding in Kepler data instance, where the telescope recorded signals from the planet beyond our solar systems known as exoplanets. Credits NASA. This just goes to the showcase that the power of using technology as the primary method of advancing, involving, and connecting people from all kinds of nations and backgrounds to realize the goal of universalization and make autonomous AI and robotic systems the best method of advancing space development. Thank you.
We begin a 3-minute prep time for the NEC team to prepare a cross-ex. If the NEC team is ready to move on before the 3 minutes has elapsed, please indicate to me and we'll proceed. Prep time's up. Speaker Neg 1 of Team SOHO, please begin your 2 minutes of a cross-sex of F1.
Thanks for your speech, and let me ask you some questions. Yesterday, Elon Musk said that he will not use autonomous AI and robotic systems in SpaceX. And you are saying that using AI and autonomous robotic will be useful for exploring discoveries and these things in the outer space. So how are you comparing your experience in exploring space between the Elon Musk had?
As I said earlier, I showed how AI and robotic systems will be best performed by in space. And what do you say about Elon Musk? What was something that shows you that it won't work, that it
Like
isn't a great idea?
I don't know, but he knows a lot of us about exploring space and discoveries. So, can you explain that there is sustainability in using autonomous AI and robotic in space? Because what do you mean in sustainability?
Um, Elon Musk didn't use it and hasn't think about it because AI at the level it is today can't be used right now in space. But as the years go by, it will be developed very much, and it could and it will be the first used in space. It will
Like
be
robots need to be repaired like every month or every year, so that will require human interventions. So there's no sustainability in using AI in terms robot.
yes, it is. As I said, the humans won't be involved in the mission. They will just be there to make
Sorry to
sure that
interrupt,
AI and robotic systems are working properly. Thank you.
but your
Thanks.
time's up. Yeah. And now your opening argument. Speaker Neg 1 of Team SOHO, you have 4 minutes.
Hi, my name is Abdul. I'm the speaker one of Team SOHO, and I will begin. By far, the greatest dangers of artificial intelligence is that people conclude too early that they understand it. Eliza Ridosky. This goal holds true in our completely controlled environments on Earth. But in space, it's proven to be more accurate. AI is far too uncontrollable to be used on a wide scale, and the repercussions of doing so could be devastating. To truly show how harmful AI could be to space developments, we need to define would. Would is the consequences of an imagined event or situation. The consequences of AI in space would be devastating. I affirm the motions which says humans are better suited than AI to perform tasks in space. My first argument is AI failures. First, AI is prone to technological malfunctions and issues, which is not something one would want to see in the void of deep space. For example, we could use AI and robots that humans will depend on outer space. However, if there's any malfunctions in the spacecraft or settlements, it would reflect negatively on the robots and the AI systems. Due to their limited flexibility, robots wouldn't be able to fix such malfunctions in outer space, requiring human interventions. Additionally, the harsh conditions of space, such as extreme temperatures and radiations, can further exacerbate the risk of AI malfunctions. The European space challenges when its Shipperley landed experience software issues during tests, leading to premature landing sequence and crash on Mars in 2016. My second argument is economic sustainability. Second, AI past space exploration would cause a drastic rise of the economy, destroying many jobs that are necessary for humans to have, such as scientists and aerospace engineers. With the massive computing power of AI, jobs like those will become vestigial. AI will replace scientists by doing faster science and replace aerospace engineers by doing all the calculations that need to be done. These shifts in the economy towards software developers and away from other sciences will cause a destabilization. 40% of all language-based work hours will also be lost. Millions of high-powered PhD students will be thrown out of jobs they have worked at for years and contributed so much to society. Sure companies are an economic term for a very safe investment or something that you would not expect to have a drastic gains or lose, such as holding stocks in Mastercard and United Health Group. People with money invested in these social companies will experience drastic losses and decide to sell as soon as they can to minimize those losses. This is exactly the practice that triggered the stock market's crash of 1929, which led directly up to America's Great Depressions. As one can see, these sorts of large-scale economic issues cannot be taken lightly. And that's it.
F1 from Team Aditya. Please start your cross-checks. You're allotted 2 minutes.
Thank you for your speech. My first question is, how can you show that AI is uncontrollable? What example can you provide of malfunctioning AI?
Okay. We cannot control if we program these robots to do unrobots, it will do, and we will not be able to intervene in these things because we are get the orders and do it in the robots, so it's uncontrollable.
Okay, so there is no example of malfunctioning AI that you can give?
The European Space Agency ExoMars missions faced technical challenges when its Sherpa lander experienced a software issue during descent. And that's mean robots are not controllable.
Okay, and my second question is, how can you show that AI will replace jobs?
Okay. As I said, many jobs will be lost because AI will replace the sciences. He will replace aerospace engineers by doing all the calculations that needed to be done. And this will be away from other sciences, will cause destabilization.
Do you have any research behind it that shows it? Because I said in my argument that
Yes.
AI
Yeah,
will come with 2-3 jobs in turn for humans.
Yes, I have one. We form organizations say that millions of high-powered PhD students will be
Sorry
thrown
to
out
interrupt,
of job.
but your time's up. F2 of Team Aditya now offers the second argument for the affirmative team. You have 4 minutes.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Nishi, and I'm the second speaker from Team Aditya, representing the US. And we strongly affirm the resolution that space development would be best performed by autonomous AI and robotic systems. As our third argument, space development performed by autonomous AI and robotic systems brings a lower risk among people. Sending robots and AI into space reduces the risk of human casualties. If there are no humans in space who have to carry or assist in space development, then the mission becomes safer. As said in the first argument, if something happens to the robots, they can take longer to get transported back to Earth, but this cannot happen with humans because of the time factor. There need to be more other missions with a higher risk and resources to save their life if something serious or difficult to treat happens. In addition to this, humans can get different diseases from the harsh environments that their bodies are not familiar with, a serious problem which robots do not have, such as space motion sickness, radiation exposure, psychological issues, and even cardiovascular effects. In fact, the Skylab 4 mission, which was launched by NASA in 1973, was designed to conduct scientific research in microgravity, and it had an incident known as a Skylab mutiny. The astronauts that were on that mission expressed frustration with their workload, communication issues, and stress they were experiencing during the mission. While it was not a catastrophic event, it resulted in the mission getting delayed by the astronauts strike, and they spend more days in space than originally planned. So the cost of their mission changed, which couldn't happen in the case of using autonomous AI and robotic systems as the forerunner. Another example of a failed manned mission is the Space Shuttle Columbia in 2003. In fact, on February 1st, 2003, the space shuttle disintegrated upon re-entry into Earth's atmosphere, resulting in the deaths of all 7 crew members. This disaster was caused by damage sustained to the shuttle's thermal protection system during launch, which led to the breakup of the spacecraft upon re-entry. In addition, as we humans advance into space, our infrastructure will only increase and get better. That's why our fourth argument is that AI provides computational analysis power that can take a large amount of data, analyze it, and make calculated assumptions for the future, better than any other human could. In fact, according to PBS, AI algorithms are the only way astronomers could ever hope to work through all the data available to them today. In fact, there are a number of ways that AI is proving useful in producing this data. One example is that now using AI, the famous first picture of a black hole has just gone 2 times sharper. Now, AI is used in astronomy in various ways. It's used to pick out patterns. In fact, astronomers have started to use neural networks to classify galaxies, which have attained an accuracy of 98%. It's also being used in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence and has discovered over 5,300 exoplanets with an accuracy of 96%. In addition, it's used to make new discoveries. Using AI, research teams have detected new exoplanets, learned about ancestral stars that have led to the formation and growth of the Milky Way, and they can predict the signatures of new types of gravitational waves. It's also used to prove Albert Einstein's description of space-time. As a result of all the aforementioned reasons, we believe strongly that autonomous AI and robotic systems are the best way of developing space development going forward because it provides safety, security, and enhanced comprehension and decision skills. Thank you.
Let's now hear Net 2 of Team SOHO in a 2-minute cross-examination.
Okay, so thank you for your speech. I would like to ask you, don't you think like the safety measurement, like you said that there was a mission where people have died. Don't you think like that safety measurement will like be better because of the development of this sector, of the space sector, like the mission, the safety of the humans will be improved?
So I think that all of space development is for the goal of protecting humans, especially as they go into space. Because from my understanding, the ultimate goal is to get to the point that we're living on Mars, we're living on the moon, that we have long-term bases there. So ultimately, in order to keep humans safe, you need to understand space. And you can't do that if humans aren't protected. For them to be protected, you need to understand space best. And the easiest way to do that is to send robots up there, to send autonomous AI, to get them to do this research and get the information to keep humans safe rather than sending humans into unknown environments.
Okay, thank you. And I would like to know, how would you implement universalization? Like how do you view universalization in your case?
So to us, universalization is all about promoting more countries to get into space development and giving everyone, I guess, equal share of the pie, right? So robotic systems, as proven by my former colleague, robotic systems are cheaper. If something is cheaper, that means that more countries can get into space development. Right now, many countries are barred by cost. There are very few countries that are leading the space effort because they have the industry and the economy that they can do so, and they can put that budget towards it. But if we emphasize robotics in these missions going forward, that means that you are going to get more countries involved in promoting universalization. In addition, as stated by my colleague, there are many examples where citizen scientists have been able to use data by combining together and create innovation. And that has all been through technology.
But your time's up.
Thank you.
Let's hear from Net 2 of Team SOHO for your second argument. You are allotted 4 minutes.
Okay, so hi, my name is Florina and I'm the second speaker of the negative team. Our team third argument is the dependency of AI and robotics system. Firstly, I will start by explaining what we are referring to when we say the word dependency. AI and robotic system dependency is when people become excessively dependent on AI and robotic system to make decisions, solve problems, or other tasks that are usually done by humans. AI and robotic system are not trusted to run major system here on Earth because humans have the necessary necessary creativity, empathy, and critical thinking skills that the AI cannot measure up. For example, in the healthcare system, there is the Da Vinci surgical system, which is widely used to assist surgeons, but they do not perform surgical surgeries autonomously. Human surgeons control this system, applying their creativity, experience, and critical thinking to make real-time decisions during complex operation. We believe this is also applicable in the space development. Secondly, if we depend mainly on robots, it will eventually end up decreasing our critical thinking, decision-making, and problem-solving skills. A study published in 2020 in the journal Computers in Human Behaviors highlight that humans' creativity is deeply connected to emotional experience and complex cognitive process that AI cannot easily mimic. The study suggests that while AI can assist in creativity process by providing data and patterns, the generation of truly novel ideas remain not strictly humans' capability. These skills are defined by the Oxford Learner Dictionaries as the objective analysis and evolution of an issue in order to form a judgment. AI and robotic systems have also been programmed to make specific decisions and follow specific orders, but these functions are not able to perform as well as human could because of the unique nature of our brains. For example, reCAPTCHAs is a free service from Google that helps protect websites from spam and abuse. A capture is a test to tell humans and bots apart. It is easy for humans to solve, but hard for bots or other software to figure out. The test usually is showing blurry pictures that you have to select the ones with a specific object in them. Can you imagine the consequences if an AI did not recognize a picture of an asteroid directly in the pathway of a spacecraft? In summary, while AI and robotic systems have advanced, they still cannot match human creativity, empathy, and critical thinking, which are crucial for space missions. Over-reliance on AI could dismiss these essential skills, as seen in studies showing human creativity is deeply connected to complex cognitive process. Furthermore, AI limitation is unpredictable environments underscore the need for humans overseeing to ensure mission success and safety. Thus, a balanced approach leveraging both human skills and AI is essential for successful space development. To conclude our team case, while AI and robotic systems have made significant strides, they remain insufficient substitutes for human creativity, empathy, and critical thinking, especially in the unpredictable environment of space. Over-reliance on AI not only risk mission failure due to technological malfunction, but also threatens to erode essential human skills. As evidenced by the limitation of the Da Vinci surgical system and the challenges faced by AI in recognizing and reacting to unforeseen events, humans are indispensable in these space missions. Moreover, the economy implication of AI replacing human roles further underscore the need for a balanced approach. Thus, leveraging both humans' capability and AI is crucial for the safe, successful, and sustainable development of space exploration. Thank you.
Team Aditya, please start your 2 minutes of cross-examination to Neg 2 of Team SOHO.
Great. So thank you so much for that speech. I think it was wonderful. I just have a couple of questions for you. So first off, you were mentioning how using AI and robots in space is going to degrade human skills. Could you talk a little bit more about what specific skills will be degraded?
Like the wait the creativity and critical thinking, because if we are going to use AI in space and it's going to be developed so much, of course, here on Earth is going to be developed even more. So even the little task like we do now is going to be taken over by robotic system and AI. So in time, these skills are going to be minimized. Like we are not going to use our critical thinking and creativity as much as we do now.
Okay. So does the speaker acknowledge that looking at robotic systems and their autonomy in human life on Earth is vastly different from the way they would be used in space development?
I mean, yeah, but we want to highlight the fact that while developing space it's going to like decrease these skills, which we think are essential in space development to like create a new colony for people, like you said, on Mars, which is kind of our goal now, or on the moon.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So last question, could you provide a real life example of critical thinking skills that have decreased as a result of, I guess, addition of AI or robotic systems in our day-to-day life right now?
I mean, I said in my speech a study which was published in 2020 in the journal Computers in Human Behaviors that highlighted the human creativity is deeply connected to emotional experience and complex
Sorry to
cognitivity.
interrupt, but your time's up.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We begin a 2-minute prep time for both teams to prepare their rebuttals. Prep time's up. Next 3 from Team SOHO, please give your rebuttal in your 4 minutes of time.
Thank you. So, esteemed judges and honorable associates, I would like to point out some flaws made with the affirmative argument and help the negatives case, and in the end, convince you why you should vote negative. First off, the first speaker of our affirmative group mentioned a lot about how the International Space Station was going to be kept for humans and talked a whole lot about how humans were still going to be involved in the process of using AI. Like there would be manning bases from the ground, making sure that the AI is checked up on, all that sort of stuff. It didn't seem like the AI actually had much more of a role than it does now. Humans were still running almost everything. Giving that much power to humans means one of two things. It's either that you're conceding to our argument that humans are always necessary in space, no matter what you need, the emotion that states humans would be better suited to performing space tasks than AI, or you are saying that AI does perform the task better, but only when humans moderate it, showing that you don't have a lot of trust in autonomous AI by itself. And autonomous AI is AI that should be able to make decisions by itself. If you don't have trust in those decisions, then you don't have trust in your argument. Another thing you mentioned was that this use of technology would help more like diversify the space program, helping developing countries with less privilege than other highly developed countries to get more access. Your examples for that were NASA and Google doing a crowdfunding in America. Those are like three of the richest things I can possibly think of. That does not show a lot of diversity, especially when you consider that, according to planetary.org, NASA's budget for 2024 was around $24 billion, and 3/5, a 60% solid majority of that, was devoted to not entirely AI-based things, but entirely human-based things, such as the Orion crew vehicle, the human landing system, and even the NASA Inspector General. So, showing that all of this money is needed for the humans. Oh my gosh, my bad, my throat is hurting. Showing that all of this money is going to NASA just for what NASA is doing now doesn't make much sense, especially when you consider how much upfront cost putting all this technology into place would be. Thirdly, your second speaker talks a lot about how AI is necessary for astronomy and data processing. That is irrelevant. It's not important for the actual execution of space missions, such as orbital maneuvers, making decisions up there in space, even maybe dodging asteroids or setting up colonies or things like that. Analyzing stars is nice and useful, but in terms of space missions, in terms of keeping humans alive, which seems to be a big part of your argument, in terms of keeping humans alive, AI that can think about a star is not nearly as useful as a human that can save other humans' lives. Using the examples of astronomy and data collection are very different than practical capabilities because AI and algorithmic systems are made to analyze data and don't have the capability to make practical decisions as well as humans. You never provided a counterexample for that. With all these reasons in mind, I urge the judge to vote negative. Thank you.
F3 of Team Aditya now gives a 4-minute rebuttal.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, I'm Parthiv, and I'll be going through two things. One, I will be breaking down the negatives argument, showing them why they're wrong, and secondly, I will be summarizing our arguments. Firstly, as the third speaker mentioned, that there was no AI being used in the ISS. When we said that, and that humans would still be involved in the ISS, when we said that we were using the ISS, we mentioned it as a monument representing the universalization, as it was the product of the collaboration of many countries. Secondly, you stated that the collaboration of NASA and Google is just between two, let's say, powerful companies. But Google itself connects a number of people around the world. So stating that you're just using Google as a company which is based in America does not necessarily mean that people all across the world aren't contributing. It doesn't. It actually proves that universalization is being in place while they're developing technology, AI, robots, etc. Fourth, you talk about the cost. You say that it could be cheaper. It could be cheaper using manned missions compared to AI-based missions. But as if we look at the missions which have taken place previously, the ones based on robotic systems exponentially cheaper than the ones based on the ones which use humans. For example, the Apollo mission costed more than $25 billion, whereas the Viking program had a cost of around $1 billion. Thirdly, you state that astronomy is irrelevant when we are looking at space development. If you can't analyze the environment you're going into, what's the use of going into that environment? And when you talk about AI being used in astronomy, it's not just the stars. As we had mentioned previously, we are also exploring about the planets. We are also exploring about possibilities to live in possible environments to live in space. then your first speaker mentions that AI can be dangerous. But if you're training AI, we're testing it, and we also have a kill switch like all other robots, how can it possibly be dangerous? And AI won't replace jobs. AI won't replace scientists. We are using AI in missions for exploration. We are using AI as an entity to make um, to make um, second splitting decisions, uh, decisions to collect data. But the scientists are the ones who find out how to use the data. They're the ones who perform the experiments. They're the ones who design the experiments, and they will also be included in training the data. Now I'll come to our arguments. So AI and autonomous robots will be needed as a foundation as we venture into space. And we affirm this statement for the following reasons. One, AI and autonomous robots are the most sustainable methods of venturing into space, as they don't need the amount of resources humans do need to survive, such as food, water, shelter, and other living conditions. They don't need the bare necessities required to survive. They provide the speciality of humans, such as making split-second decisions based on the analysis of the situation without including the aforementioned burden. Secondly, sending
I'm
robots
sorry
to
to
space.
interrupt, but your time's up. We begin a
Okay.
2-minute prep time for both teams to prepare their summaries. Prep time's up. Let's now hear from Net 4 for the 4-minute SOHO summary.
Good evening. My name is Yona and I'm the fourth speaker of the negative team. Firstly, I would like to thank the Judge Bobs, Team Aditya, and all the other people who took their time to make this debate possible. So far, my colleagues and I have articulated our position against the motion which states that space development would best be performed by autonomous AI and robotic missions. On the one hand, I will summarize our stance. In our analysis of AI-driven space exploration, we not only identified potential challenges, but also provided holistic solutions by emphasizing the need for robust testing protocols, investing in workforce transition programs, and advocating for a balanced approach to AI integration. We ensure a more reliable, economically sustainable, and human-centric exploration of the cosmos. On the other hand, although the affirmative team's arguments were undoubtedly well researched, here are some issues we've encountered. Firstly, the first speaker of the proposition team has mentioned that we need autonomous AI and robotic systems in order for universalization to occur. As the first speaker of my team has mentioned, universalization is a concept describing a stage of human development. If AI explores outer space instead of humans, the sense of shared human achievement and universalization diminishes. Human presence in space fosters global unity, inspiration, and the profound realization that we all share a common destiny. Moreover, the benefits of AI and robotic systems might not be evenly distributed, potentially widening the gap between technologically advanced nations and those with less access to such technologies. The 2021 MIT Lincoln Laboratory report, Safety in Autonomous Space Missions, identifies critical safety challenges in using autonomous systems for space exploration. Currently, AI and robotic technologies struggle with unstructured, unpredictable environments like space, lacking the necessary autonomy and the decision-making capabilities. The deficiency can result in mission failures where human intervention might have succeeded. Furthermore, we were required to provide evidence on why human space exploration will stimulate economic activity. The ISS program, which heavily involves human spaceflight, has been shown to stimulate economic activity and create jobs. According to a report by Tori Group, the ISS National Laboratories research and development activities have generated significant economic benefits and supported thousands of jobs. The affirmative team has brought up the fact that AI and robotic mechanisms advance. AI will develop certain attributes that only humans have. A study published in the journal Computers in Human Behavior highlights that human creativity is deeply connected to emotional experiences and complex cognitive processes that AI cannot easily mimic. We couldn't agree more that an understanding between humans and AI is exactly what the spatial society needs right now. However, we believe that the understanding that I am talking about must be done by humans on AI as well as on Earth, as well as in space, approximately as it is now, which will offer the opportunity of development in the spatial field. An invaluable reason for which I believe we should win this debate is that we, as a team, mentioned in the beginning of have provided valid solutions for the problems the other team has brought up, whereas they didn't even mention the case in which AI could suffer from malfunctions and valid solutions for this. With these points in mind, I urge the jury to carefully consider the implications of the motion and to weigh the arguments presented before reaching their decision. Thank you.
Finally, we'll hear from F4 from Team Aditya, who will begin their summary in their 4-minute allotment.
Excuse me. Hello, my name is William. I will be representing the US. So my teammates and I believe that AI should be the primary method of space development for a number of reasons. As my colleague mentioned, AI in space is much less needy, not requiring things like food, water, or sleep to stay functional. This would decrease the cost of sending AI to space, and when this is considered alongside the fact that sending robots to space would be much cheaper in the future, AI seems to be not only the less needy option, but the cheaper one. The negative tried to cite Elon Musk to say that robotic systems would not be suited to develop space, but even though he runs a space development company, he's still not a qualified source just for that reason. The negative argues AI is poorly suited to space development because AI malfunctions couldn't be solved by AI, and that this would be exacerbated by space's extreme conditions. This is inaccurate. Many of the conditions in space, such as low temperatures, may actually help AI perform due to a cooling effect. Additionally, a malfunctioning AI could use fail-safe protocols, backup programs, or even try to seek help from other autonomous AI in the event of a catastrophic failure in order to fix its issues without need for human innovation or for human intervention. These are all valid solutions, contrary to what the negative just stated. The negative also mentioned that AI would eliminate jobs, but Forbes estimates that although 85 million jobs would be at risk of displacement, 97 million new jobs would be created by AI, causing a net creation of 12 million new jobs. Additionally, AI is much safer than human space development. It can spend longer periods in space, it can temporarily shut down if need be, and it is physiologically unaffected by time and space, unlike humans. In fact, human astronauts experience seemingly permanent increases in ventricular volume, a change also seen in patients with early-stage Alzheimer's. AI is also already being used in astronomy, as my colleagues mentioned, discovering thousands of exoplanets, helping to image a black hole, and even playing a role in evaluating the theory of relativity. The negative tried to argue that future space development will lower fatality rates among human astronauts. However, relying on this is tantamount to gambling with human lives, something we can avoid with AI. The negative has tried to argue that things like the Da Vinci surgical system relying on humans provides evidence for AI's inability to function without human aid, but AI is already being used on its own to diagnose cancer from MRI scans at a higher rate of accuracy than the best radiologists in the world. They also argued that AI would cause a sort of atrophy in human skill, but this is pointless because if AI has better skills than humans, then the atrophy of human skills is not a concern, since they can be made up for with AI and then some. Additionally, the negative cited CAPTCHA as a result of human creative, or as an example of human creative superiority over AI. They said that CAPTCHA uses confusing inputs and blurry photos that humans, not AI, are able to decipher. But CAPTCHA no longer uses blurry photos because AI has advanced to the point where it can cheat those tests. CAPTCHA now relies on the imperfections of the movement of the mouse as it clicks the "I'm not a robot" button, meaning that the differentiating factor between humans and AI is human inefficiency, not human creativity, as the negative would lead you to believe. Additionally, the negative said that AI's role in astronomy was irrelevant, and that having an AI that knows how the stars move is nice, but not practical. This is factually incorrect. Greater astronomical knowledge means greater space development. Understanding the movements of stellar bodies in space is like understanding traffic laws. It's completely fundamental for getting from point A to point B. Finally, as my colleagues have mentioned, AI is a technological advancement much like the internet. It is transcendent of borders. A country that cooperates with others to build a spacefaring AI stands to benefit infinitely more than a country that acts non-cooperatively with respect to the development of AI, making it a technology extremely well suited to aiding the case of universalization. It is for all of these reasons that my teammates and I believe that AI would be the best for the future development of space. Thank you for your time.
With this, we come to the end of this debate. Thank you, everyone. Judge Voss, would you like a couple of minutes before you offer your feedback in the winning team?
Yeah, let me just finish up the notes from the final two speeches, make sure I didn't miss anything, crunch all the numbers, etc. I don't think I'll need even 5 minutes, but I'll jump back on camera when I'm ready and send a message in the chat. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Great job, everybody.
I'd like everyone to bring up their cameras if they could, please. We'll have a little bit of a discussion while Judge Voss finishes up. You bring up your cameras. Thank you. I'm hoping that you're enjoying this debate as much as I am to watch it. It's interesting to see the progression as you have more debates and you get more and more confident about what you're doing. You know, in our debates, the SPUN debate program is really interested in finding a way to have the world learn to speak about subjects and issues and find solutions. So we're really interested in that international input, and that's why we have formed these teams as we have. I wanted to ask a question, just have an open conversation here. As you have been in your meetings with your different teams, I wanted to know how you feel your worldview may have been affected before you entered the SPUN debate program and now. Nishi, could I start with you?
Sure. So, as you guys may know, I'm from the USA. So, I think here there's this really strong emphasis on NASA and what NASA's doing because it's this governing body and they do a lot of incredible stuff. But at the same time, I feel like I've never really expanded my worldview to what the world is doing beyond those, milestone missions. Like, for example, when India landed their rover on the south side of the moon. So, this program has allowed me to explore a lot more of what space development looks like outside of like my US lens that I've kind of put on for the last 17 years of my life. So it's been a really interesting experience.
Abdul, could you offer what you see coming from Syria?
Yeah, we have a little bit like not that as much as there's experience in the exploring space and those things in Syria. So I improve myself in like participating in such these competitions, and that's it.
Great. Parthiv, can you tell us a little bit how this has affected your worldview? I'm wondering if you've heard about new cultures that you hadn't encountered in different parts of the world. Had that come up during your conversations and during your meeting times, which sometimes conflict with festivals and different times of celebration in different countries?
Um, Well, first of all, it's not mainly the culture, but it's when we bring up arguments in meetings, it's more about how we have different views. Because as Nishi had earlier said, she was seeing through the lens, through an American lens. I see through an Indian lens, and we also have Sarah. She's from Romania. She would be seeing through a Romanian lens. So when we discuss these problems, it's through different lenses, and we get different point of views on a particular argument. So I think that has changed, one, the way I see arguments, and two, the way I also frame arguments so that they hit all corners.
Very nice. Sarah, do you have something to add to that from Romania?
As Parthiv also mentioned, we see it in different points, and that it's actually very good. You can hear many different perspectives on the same thing coming from different areas, different people, and it's very nice to have friends like these from all around the world. And thank you for this opportunity.
Great, great. Iana, I would like to ask you this question. Certainly, there are world events that are happening throughout this debate time. You've been debating, working with your debate team since about February. Lots of things are happening. Are those events coming into conversations within your meetings? I'm talking about political events or just world changing events. Are they coming into your conversations?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I would say that I guess each of us has a different perspective because in my team, two of us are from Romania, Charlie is from USA, and Abdul is from Palestine, and we all see all these political events happening like from different point of views, and it's really interesting. Yes.
And then I would ask William. William's from the US, right? And as you're hearing this conversation, William, can you just have a kind of response to the different things you're hearing from these different debaters from around the world?
Yeah, I definitely do agree with what Parthiv said, which is that, people sort of, and also Nishi said this, people sort of view everything through their own sort of lens that they were raised in. But I think something that is really good about this is that, like, people aren't limited to that lens, right? I mean, I feel like we've all sort of grown in the way that we view, I guess, more than just the issues that we talk about here. I think that a program like this, participating in it, influences you to be more critical about all of your opinions. I think, me personally, coming into this, I think I would have been a little bit anti AI in space, just because I don't think I understood, I guess, the degree to which it's already being used. You know what I mean? When I hear AI in space, what I think is, oh, we're gonna have Chat GPT running a space shuttle. That sounds like it would be a disaster. But when you actually investigate it and you sort of deep dive into it, you learn, wow, actually this might be a really good thing. This could save human lives. There are all these benefits that you could have from it. And I think the way that I sort of came to change my personal opinion on that, I think people are able to, maybe even if they don't change their personal opinion, they're able to evaluate the opinion of the other side, because you might have to argue. You might have to argue for an opinion that you might not necessarily agree with. And I think it's really good for, I guess, um, staying nonpartisan in how you view the world. So I think that's definitely a big benefit of this.
Thank you. Back to you, Sashita.
Judge, please give us your feedback and the winning team.
Okay, give me a thumbs up. Everybody can hear me okay, right? Okay, awesome. I guess just at the start, thanks for having me. Thanks for your participation in the SPUN debates this year. I would echo what Francis had to say, which is that I've been involved with this event, this activity for a number of years. It's really encouraging to see how well all of you perform and how well generally the quality of the arguments and the quality of the debates has improved over the years. So you should all be very proud of yourselves. I voted for the affirmative team. Ultimately, I thought they did a better job of proving that AI space development facilitates universalization because of the potential that robotic systems offer for collaboration without like current costs and human risks associated with that same type of collaboration were it not to involve autonomous and robotic systems. It also seems that those systems may already be somewhat safer and less expensive today than human space development. But even if it's a marginal difference today, the trend for increased safety and less cost with AI space development seems to be trending in such a way that AI will, again, if not meaningfully safer, if not meaningfully less expensive today, it will soon sort of accomplish that and create a pretty big disparity. I thought the negative team did a very good job ultimately of identifying like current flaws and concerns with AI, but it seems like those same concerns are as debated, like true of human space development as well. Again, when I say as debated, it's like this is not necessarily my personal opinion. I'm not an expert on these things, but as the arguments were laid out in the debate, it seems like AI would grow and learn and innovate faster than status quo human-based space development. And a lot of the, I thought, pretty strong arguments from the negative about the importance of human involvement in the space equation in some form, that stuff can maybe be accomplished on the ground. The negative doesn't seem to have much of an argument for why the human involvement in space development must occur in space, and there is still maybe a human role to be played just on the ground while AI systems, robots, etc., perform some of the really expensive, really dangerous, really exploratory work beyond Earth's atmosphere. I guess the final thing I'll say is that I thought at the margins, again, everybody did such a good job, but the final two affirmative speeches in particular, the rebuttal and the summary, were just exceptionally well organized and pointed in that the final two speakers did a really strong job of debating line by line, answering the other team's arguments in order, extending from their original cases the arguments that mattered most. And it's not that the other team didn't do this. I'll stress for a final time, I thought everybody did really well. But again, a lot of the time in debate, picking a winner is difficult. It's kind of a margin call. And I thought that was an area where the affirmative team was just in this debate on this morning, afternoon, evening, maybe a little bit stronger. So again, thanks for having me. Really impressed. Everyone should be so proud. Congratulations to everybody. And thanks for having me.
Thank you, Judge, for your valuable feedback. A little information for everyone. The final virtual debate of the SPUN tournament is scheduled to be streamed into the NSS International Space Development Conference, the ISDC, in Los Angeles, California on Saturday, May 25th at 8:30 Pacific Daylight Time. This debate will be streamed out on NSS YouTube and NSS Facebook. We hope you will join us there. You will see an announcement of the ISDC competing teams soon after the last debate round on Sunday, May 19th. Also, please mark your calendars for Saturday, June 17th, 2023, 8 a.m. CT for the SPUN Program Awards event. So great and excellent job, everyone. Thank you once again for participating in the 2024 SPUN Debate Tournament. Judge, please be sure and remain in the breakout room after the debaters depart. And debaters, watch Tabroom at spundebates.tabroom.com to see when you will be debating next and position you'll represent if your team is continuing in the debates. The SPUN debate program would not be possible without the student debaters, coaches, hosts, and moderators and judges. So many thanks. With this, we come to the end of this debate. Goodbye, everyone.